Russia is steadily developing its tractor industry. We are building new tractor factories, launching serial production of domestic automatic gearboxes for tractors, constantly appearing new models, in which it becomes more comfortable to work, building plants for the production of transmissions. Reviving the old, destroyed in the 90s production. Today, let's show you how and what has been done in this industry in just a couple months. 2024. So, in Rostov-on, a new tractor plant has started working. The Rostelmash tractor plant is preparing for its opening and is debugging its production processes. Rostelmash, the first tractors were put on the main conveyor. We started with one machine and gradually brought it up to 8 units simultaneously on the assembly. In parallel, there is a scrolling of the conveyor belt, the assembly of cabins. Engineering services of the company are engaged in connection of conveyors, crane systems, preparation for commissioning activities, intelligent assembly places. The tractor plant's assembly production has a high level of process automation. Conveyors will operate in start-stop mode, automatic on-off according to the production mode. Tact. Electronic tightening systems ensure operation with clearly defined parameters. The data is transferred to the electronic tractor passport, which will be stored for the entire assembly history of the machine. Each post is equipped with overhead cranes with lifting capacities ranging from 2 to 3.2 tons. For particularly precise operations, lifting arms are available to reduce the strain on operators when assembling components. Recall, the official start of construction of the tractor plant, Rostelmash, was given in September 2021. At the moment, the company is preparing for the launch. The plant is located in Rostov-on. Total area of 14 hectares, production areas, 62,000 square meters. The capacity allows to produce 5,000 cars per year. At this site, the company intends to produce a lineup of tractors ranging from 170 horsepower to 600 plus horsepower, articulated and classic crawler frame. The production of the company's new product of road building machinery will also be set up here. The plant will reach full capacity. It will employ up to 1,850 people. One can feel the power and strength in the way our Don manufacturer implements such projects calmly, measuredly but inevitably. And it's not the only construction site in Taganrog. There's another one going on right now that's just as important. There's an old factory being revitalized. Thanks to the growth of Mashu, the glorious history of agricultural machine building in Taganrog continues. On an area of over 78 hectares, Taganrog will produce forage harvesters, tillage equipment, municipal grain harvesting machinery, equipment for plant protection and nutrition, as well as self-propelled sprayers. By the time the company reaches full capacity, the expected production volume will be about 5,000 units per year. By the time of the official start, the first building of the enterprise, the cutting and logging building, with an area of 25,400 square meters, had been completely renovated and put into operation. The central warehouse and spare parts warehouse are in operation. Restoration activities on the second building, which will be used for welding, painting, and assembly of machinery, are scheduled to be completed by the end of 2024. Now all stages of production are concentrated within the walls of the first building, where the solemn ceremony took place. Despite the fact that the new production facility is still gaining capacity, it already has its own frontrunners. 9 employees of the plant received a letter of thanks from the governor of the Rostov region. Let's move on to our next campaign. Cheboksary Agramash presented a new Caterpillar tractor. The new Agramash 110TG continues the philosophy of its predecessor. Like the 90TG, which is a favorite in agriculture, the new tractor will be a universal helper in crop and livestock farming, forest fire, reforestation, landscaping, road construction, and housing and communal works in the industrial sector. Despite the continuity of key features, the Agramash 110TG will also bring new changes. New Caterpillar tractor Agramash 110TG. Agramash 110TG is equipped with a comfortable dust noise insulated cabin, and a comfortable seat with adjustments for height and weight of the operator will allow the driver to work comfortably on the new machine. The tractor remains extremely efficient when using any suitable attachment and trailed equipment, including bulldozers, on dry, snowy, and wet surfaces. The main difference between Agramash 110TG and its older brother 90TG is the new, more powerful power plant. The powerful power plant will allow the tractor to be used with 5-corner plows, cultivators, as well as with high-performance mulchers. A subsidiary of the Kirov plant, the St. Petersburg tractor plant, has launched serial production of the new T5A dual-mode automatic transmission of its own design. While prominent American manufacturers are groaning under the pressure of the crisis, Russian manufacturers, seemingly not the most important in the world market of agricultural machinery, are sharply getting out of all the troubles. This is evidenced by the situation with Caterpillar, a direct competitor of Russian manufacturers in the production of heavy agricultural machinery. The organization's profits after 2022 fell 32%, And after the US stock market plummeted, the enterprise was at the top of the stock value decline. But back to our manufacturers. What are the special features of the new automatic transmission PTZ? The new transmission has a fully automatic control mode. 2 ranges instead of 4, 16 forward speeds divided into 2 rows of 8 gears each. The electronic motor load estimation technology allows the automation to select the operating mode independently. This option also prevents wear and tear on key components and parts and increases operating efficiency. Reduced engine load and fuel consumption by 8%. And the maximum speed of the machine has been increased by 14 kilometers per hour to 50 kilometers per hour, which is important when moving the tractor outside the field. The created and successfully used PTS transmission is designed for installation on road building and agricultural machinery, including Kirovet's K742 tractor with power of 300, 350, 390, and 420 horsepower. Also, automatic transmission can be installed on the Kirovet's K525 PR with an output of 250 horsepower. The sequel follows. It should also be noted that the Kirov plant is doing well against the background of what is happening in the world. And given the plunge of Western countries into crisis and, accordingly, their manufacturers, it is quite possible that Russian companies will do even better. No one has canceled the export prospects. And the cherry on the cake is another interesting fact. Among the global projects for the nearest future the plant has, creation of a completely unmanned tractor. By 2025, the smartest Kirovet's machines should hit the market. And that's not the limit. Well, back to Rostomir again. He opened another plant in Rostov-on-Don to produce automatic and mechanical transmissions, axles, and gearboxes for tractors, combines, and road building machinery. The capacity of the enterprise will allow to manufacture components annually in quantities sufficient for the production of about 3,700 tractors of all series. Total investment in the organization of production exceeded 10 billion rubles. Of that, 5 billion. The Federal Industrial Development Fund provided the company with a soft loan in the form of a favorable loan for the purchase of high-tech equipment, but also in the area of economics. In the second stage of development of the transmission plant by 2026, the company plans to start production of automatic gearboxes for tractors and road building machinery, expand the line of axle sets and gear parts for combines. At this stage, more than 120 more pieces of equipment will be purchased with the help of the DF loan. At the same time, the planned degree of automation of production processes will amount to 75%. 380 jobs were created at the enterprise. The number will also increase to 513 by the end of this year. Given the staff engaged in production of axles and transmissions for all types of machinery will make up to 1,500 people. Neuromashavad manufactured a tractor transmission for serial production. So far, the company has produced only samples, but in the future, serial production of the tractor transmission will be established. This is the most important unit of any tractor. The main consumer of the development will be Kirov Electromechanical Plant, one of the key tractor manufacturers in Russia. Neuromashavad plans to provide all key manufacturers in the country with its transmissions, as well as to enter foreign markets. And I'd like to tell you about the RSM 2000 tractor. For 100. We have previously talked about the new tractor plant in Rostov-on-Don. It would seem that this is a great reason to rejoice for the domestic manufacturer. But surprisingly, this news won't make everyone happy. Always around such joyful and significant events for our country, there are people trying to downplay their significance, to infect doubt, to convince that nothing significant really happened. As all the prowlers start posting in the comments. But after all, everyone knows that these tractors have Canadian roots and their production at the Rosselmash plant began with the purchase of the Canadian plant. And since that's the case, there are questions about localization. How much of the new plant's products are actually domestic? In due time, the purchase of the Canadian company helped Rosselmash, known primarily as a manufacturer of combine harvesters, to enter a new niche of agricultural tractor production. Of course, it was possible to design the tractor yourself. I'm sure the company's design department would be up to the task. Except that developing a tractor from scratch is a long time, and it's not a given that it would end up cheaper. And rookie mistakes would be inevitable. You'd have to step on a lot of rakes that the big-name manufacturers have long since passed. Therefore, the purchase of the Canadian plant was a decision that was strategically completely correct. But it would be a mistake to stop there. Our Don manufacturer was not satisfied with the plant in Canada, but systematically and seriously engaged in localization of tractor production in Rostov-on-Don. The new tractor plant is just a natural result of this long, difficult but important work. And today, its products can be fully called domestic. Rostelmash is constantly working on its engines, testing new ones, and even developing its own methane-fueled gas engine propulsion system based on the domestic KAMAZ 820. But the engine is far from the only important component of the tractor. And Rostelmash 2400 with the engine is aggregated 3-range 12x4 domestic-made NKP. This box is manufactured by Rostelmash at its main site and completely independently from molding to finished product. Well, such parts as axles, stamped elements, cab, frame, and many other components of the tractor are produced either at Rostelmash or at other domestic plants. Rostelmash tractors have long had little in common with their Canadian forebears. But that's not all. The 2400 tractor can be equipped with artificial intelligence. And this is an area where Rostelmash is one of the world leaders, and the company's tractors are optionally equipped with the RSM auto driving system, Agritronic Pilot 1.0 Electro-Roll. The system not only takes over steering systems, machinery control, but also performs automatic turns. This frees the operator from the routine process of steering. The tractor driver turns into an operator, monitors the parameters of equipment operation, the quality of agronomic work, and adjusts the parameters if necessary. And the system steers with an accuracy of 2.5 centimeters. Even an experienced tractor driver couldn't steer more accurately. This results in higher productivity and savings on fuel and lubricants, as well as more gentle operation of the machine. RSC system, Agritronic Pilot 1.0 system, is developed in Rostov-on-Don and manufactured in Russia. And, of course, the main thing in this system is not the electronic stuffing at all, but the architecture and program brains of artificial intelligence created by Rostelmash engineers. Therefore, there can be no doubt. The upcoming launch of tractor production in Rostov-on-Don is a really significant step. Development of domestic tractor building. And the Rostelmash 2400 tractor seems to become the basis of the production line of agricultural machines of the new plant for a long time to come.